Hi, my name is Kimberly Traylor-Lowe. I represent the Cincinnati Public Schools Early Childhood Program. Every month, you will receive a video from the Cincinnati Fire Department. This month's book is Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Hello, everyone. My name is Roy Winston. I'm the fire chief for the Cincinnati Fire Department, and I'm very happy to be with you guys here today. What I thought I would do, though, before I actually read you this week's story, I wanted to maybe just tell you a little bit about the fire department and what we have going on here. Here it is Fire Prevention Week, and that's Fire Prevention Week for the whole week. So the story that we read will kind of tie in nicely with just some of the things, some of the activities that as a fire department we're doing this year. The fact that I have to be on camera is, I'm sure, something that's different. We normally would like to come to sit with you in your classroom, talk to you guys, get to see you guys like we normally do. But at this time, we have to do things on camera just so you and me and everyone else can stay safe. And so we appreciate you understanding that. One of the things, I've been fire chief for a little over 3 years now, and we've tried to have get into the schools as much as we can. And so we have this preschool reading program that the firefighters are coming out reading to our young people, our young boys and girls that are in preschool, just to kind of share some fire books that we find interesting, and hopefully you'll find interesting as well. But as I mentioned, this one we're going to do on video this time, and hopefully here in a few months we can get back into the classroom, get to see you guys, and get to share some of our experiences with you at that time. So the book that I picked, or that was selected for me, if you will, that was a good one, is Clifford the Firehouse Dog. Now, you know, there's a lot of Clifford books, and so I've read some of them, even to my grandchildren, but I was very interested in Clifford the Firehouse Dog, because it's like, hey, I've been in the fire department for some 32 years, so I was really interested in to see how Clifford fought fires and what he was able to do with the fire department as well. So I tested this out on my 3 grandsons, so hopefully it'll go well with you as well. I'm a little older than you guys, so what I need is I have to have some glasses to kind of help me just to see a little clearly, since I'm 50 years old now. So, and hopefully you won't have to have them too soon, but it'll allow me to read a little more clearly with you. So once again, our book is entitled Clifford the Firehouse Dog, and let me share with you the story that Clifford has here. So it just says, "My name is Emily Elizabeth, and this is my dog Clifford. Clifford is not the oldest in his family, but he is the biggest." And I'm sure all of you guys would agree, Clifford is very big, isn't he? If you've read any of those other Clifford books, you know how big Clifford is. But it says, "Last week, Clifford and I went to the city to visit Clifford's brother, Nero. Clifford knew the way." Now, this was interesting to me because I didn't know Clifford even had a brother, but he has a brother named Nero, and we're going to get to learn a little bit about Nero here as well. Nero lives in a firehouse. He is a fire rescue dog. So that right away, that got my attention there, because we don't have dogs in our firehouses anymore, but we'll learn a little bit about Nero and Clifford and how they interact in their firehouse. He said, "I asked the firefighter if Clifford could help them. They thought he was the right color for the job." He's fire engine red, isn't he? Clifford is, not only is he big, but he's also red. Just then, a group of school children came in for a fire safety class. Probably a group of children just like you guys. It says, Nero showed them what to do if their clothing was on fire. Nero told them to stop, drop, and roll. Yes, to smother the flames, you stop, drop to the floor, and roll until the fire is out. Now, Clifford thought he could do that. He repeated the lesson for the class. Now, you guys, can you imagine Clifford stop, dropping, and rolling? Well, let's see what happens. It says Clifford stopped, he dropped, and then he rolled. What happened? Well, he rode a little too far, it said. Just then we heard the siren. There was a fire. So here Clifford did all this damage because he stopped, dropped, and rolled. But he's a little bigger than most normal dogs, isn't he? So if you do that, I'm sure you'll be just fine. But as we mentioned, it said, just then we heard the siren. There was a fire. So Nero stayed to guard the children. Clifford and I ran ahead. So Emily and Clifford ran ahead. He cleared the street for the fire truck. So you got a Clifford, you got Emily on his back, you got the ambulance, and you have the fire truck. And they're all headed to the fire. It said smoke was pouring out from the top floor of a tall building. Clifford pushed the crowd back to a safe place. So I don't know if you can see it, but you can see the smoke coming out of the apartment building there. He saw some people in trouble. If you notice there's people in that building where the smoke is coming out of. It says Clifford to the rescue. So he starts rescuing those people out of the windows. Oh, Clifford is a hero, isn't he? Yes, the heavy hose was hard to unreel, so Clifford gave the firefighters a hand. But then he saw that the fire hydrant was stuck. So the firefighters are having trouble turning on the water. So Clifford decided to give them a little help. It says, thank goodness Clifford was there to unstick it. They had to get the smoke out of the building. Clifford made a hole in a roof. So Clifford stuck his big paw there on top of the roof, if you can see him, and he smashed a hole right there in the roof. The firefighters were calling for more water. So the fire's still burning, if you can see there. So they need a little more water. So what does Clifford do? Well, he's going to help them out. Clifford found some. And so Clifford poured that water in the hole there that he had made. He helped to clear out the smoke. He helped clear the smoke away. So if you notice there, Clifford is blowing all that breath right into that top floor there, clearing out all the smoke for the firefighters. When the fire was out, Clifford made sure that the firefighters got out of the building safely. So you think about it, the firefighters had climbed the steps, they had gone up the ladders. Well, they didn't even need to come back down that way because Clifford just grabbed him out the window and took him out. So he's an amazing dog, isn't he? They were grateful for everything he had done to help. So as they're going down, they're patting Clifford, just thanking him for helping them to safety there. We gave some firefighters a ride back to the firehouse. So they didn't even take the truck. They just rode Clifford on back to the firehouse. Clifford was a hero. The fire chief made him an honorary fire rescue dog, just like his brother Nero. So he got a little award there for all his hard work, if you can see that there. And then we just have a list of Clifford's safety rules. So these are things that Clifford wants you to make sure that you continue to do even when you're at home or when you're at school. Let's go over those 7 rules that Clifford has. He wants you to save the number of your local fire department in your home phone. Ask your parents to save the number in their cell phone contacts too. So you got to talk to your mom, your dad, or your grandma, your grandpa, or whoever you live with so they can save that number. Number 2 is know 2 different ways out of your house or apartment building. That's in case one way is blocked, you can try to get out the other way there. So you need to know 2 ways. Number 3 is to choose a place nearby where you and other family members of your family can meet if you have to leave your house and you get separated. So you kind of got to have a safe location, but that's something you want to talk about with your family ahead of time. Point number 4 is very important. Never go back into your house for anything if the building is on fire. So maybe you have a pet, maybe you have a little dog, or you have a cat or any other type of pet. You never want to go back into your house if your building is on fire. Once you get out, you want to stay out and wait for the other members of your family. Number 5 is to tell your mom or dad to change the battery in your smoke alarm every year on your birthday. So that's probably a very important date in your house. So make sure they change that battery. So if you hear a little beeping, sometimes you'll hear a beep go off at your smoke detector. That's letting you know that your battery is getting low and you need to change that. But doing it on your birthday once a year is just something that's easy to remember. Number 6 is also very important. Do not play with matches. Sometimes we see, fire is exciting, matches are exciting, but you don't want to play with them because not only will it hurt you, but it'll hurt other people that you care about, that you love. And number 7 is never use the stove without an adult. Sometimes you might be hungry, and we understand that, but you want to get some help from your parents or an older brother and sister. So you never want to use the stove without an adult. So those are the tips that Clifford is giving you. We can see from the book how great of a firefighter. Now we have about 840 firefighters. Boy, if we had Clifford, I wouldn't need so many. But unfortunately, in the Cincinnati Fire Department, we don't have a Clifford, the rescue dog. But I'm sure if we did, if we ever get one, I would like to have you come out and check him out as well. So once again, it's been nice to be able to spend a little time with you guys today to read to you. As I mentioned before, we look forward to hopefully getting back into our schools, being able to see you in person. I know you guys will probably be glad to get back to school as well as soon as you can. So keep up the good work. Keep working on your reading and all the other things that your teacher has you working on. And hopefully, when you get a little older, we might be able to see you join us on the Cincinnati Fire Department as well. So thank you again, and look forward to seeing you soon.